Hello everybody, back again with another video. And this one is a countdown video by Top 5 Unknowns. And this video, even if I do get monetization on this channel, well, my YouTube channel I should say, I don't think I'll be able to monetize this video. Because this is actually a bit of a serious topic. As you could probably tell by the title, the video I'm reacting to is 5 extreme reactions of teens after receiving sentences. Now, of course, as you could probably guess, this is some teenagers who sadly made a really bad choice. Well, one or two really bad choices in their life that involves again a prison sentence. And I'm not gonna try not to make any jokes in this video because this is actually a serious thing, and which is really unfortunate. And I don't think I really need to explain why. But let's get to it, shall we? Oh, and before I start the video, I just want to have a few seconds to mention the link to this original video that Top 5 Unknowns has on YouTube, on their channel. The link is going to be in the description box. So if you want to go watch this original video without my reaction or commentating, then the link is there in the description box for you. Here we go.
In this video, we take a look at some cases of people who couldn't stand to hear the news of their sentences. They literally fainted after finding out how long they would lose their freedom for. Here are 5 felons who fainted while receiving their sentences. Number 5. In 2005, 32-year-old Diana Lovejoy met 36-year-old Greg Mulvihill on an online dating site. They were both from Carlsbad, California, and the two soon fell in love and moved in with each other in 2007. In 2012, they welcomed their first child, and 2 years later, there was trouble in their relationship after Greg lost his job and Diana became a sole provider. The couple decided to get a divorce in 2014 and co-parented their child. What drove them to divorce was Diana accusing Greg of harming her while she was asleep. She claimed to have started to feel tired and sore after waking up. She blamed Greg, claiming that he drugged her and attacked her before she would go to sleep that night. Greg thought her claims were crazy, but they both decided to get a divorce. In 2016, Diana Lovejoy and her husband were going through the
Wait, this is supposed to be teens. Why reacting to that sentence? And why are there a couple of grown-ups?
final stages of this divorce settlement. And during that time, Diana started firearms training and became close with her gun instructor, Weldon McDavid, a former Marine sniper. She told Weldon what Greg had done and asked for his help to kill him. In September of 2016, Greg received a phone call from a person saying he was an investigator and had information on his ex-wife that would help with the divorce settlement. Greg and his friend went to meet the mysterious man. When they went to meet the man, they saw somebody in camouflage lying on their stomach holding a rifle. They ran from the scene as the man started shooting. Greg was hit under the armpit and survived after an emergency surgery. The only DNA found at the scene was feces. During the divorce case, Weldon McDonald's name was brought up, and afterward his DNA matched the feces at the scene. Weldon's home was searched and the rifle was found. Weldon was arrested and told police about the plan that had been devised by Diana. Weldon and Diana now both had to go to court for their murder trial. Diana Lovejoy was sentenced to 26 years in prison, and Weldon received 50 years to life. The court found no evidence of sexual abuse committed by Greg. While being sentenced, Diana fainted in the courtroom.
Yeah. The only thing I can say about this situation is what did you expect? Like you're the one that actually tried to do that to your husband, or now ex-husband, and and you really shouldn't. If you didn't want to lose your freedom like that, then don't do any of these crimes. Don't do any crimes like this, because you're gonna it's gonna mess up your life and the lives of other people who are involved.
Number 4. Tony Farmer is an American basketball player for the Yakima Sun Kings of the Basketball League. He's from Cleveland, Ohio, and in 2012, Farmer was a 4-star recruit and ranked one of the top 100 high school players in the U.S.
Damn,
The 17-year-old was on the road to success until an incident involving him.
damn. Well, damn, uh, this dude must have some really good talent. And why? And things like this is a real shame, because you got someone because you got a young dude like this guy here, and who's got like good grades, very talented in a certain in a certain in a certain in a certain type of sport, and was gonna get like a really good career in his life, and now why for crime this dude? Now, unfortunately, the crime that this kid did pretty much just ruined the rest of his life. And I got a bad feeling I'm not gonna like with like what crime I'm gonna hear.
Him and his ex-girlfriend became violent. He was caught on surveillance camera attacking his girlfriend after they had an argument. In August of 2012, he was handed a 3-year prison sentence after being found guilty for kidnapping, felony assault, robbery, and intimidating his former girlfriend. During the sentencing, he collapsed in court. Farmer pled guilty to all of the charges he faced. After serving just under 3 years, he was released in June of 2015. The clip of him fainting became an internet meme, now known as the bra meme. Number 3. Suge Knight is a former American record producer and music executive, and he's currently serving a 28-year prison sentence for a murder he committed in 2015. Mr. Knight was the co-founder of Death Row Records by 1996, and the record label was worth $800 million. Today, that estimate has gone up to $1.3 billion.
Damn.
Mr. Knight was from Compton, California, and he hired Blood Gang members to supply his personal security. Knight was a boogeyman in the music industry and was known for using his gangster tactics as business methods. He has a lengthy criminal record and has been in prison numerous times in the past, both of these being for assault. On January 29, 2015, Knight went to a film set of Straight Outta Compton with the intention of getting money off of Dr. Dre and Ice Cube for using his image during the filming. When Mr. Knight got there, he was confronted by one of the founders of the Blood Gang, Terry Carter, and Dr. Dre's bodyguard. A security camera showed the two men approach Mr. Knight's car, banging on the window, trying to get to it. They also allegedly were holding a gun. Knight claimed that he feared for his life, and he crashed his car into both of them, killing Terry Carter. He then fled the scene and handed himself in the following day. Witnesses claimed that Knight followed them into a burger stand after an argument on the Straight Outta Compton film set broke out, and that the collision looked intentional. Security footage showed Knight running over both men. Knight claimed that he acted in self-defense as one of them allegedly had a gun. In March of 2015, his bail was set for $25 million. After hearing this amount, Knight collapsed in court. In September of 2018, Knight pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter. He was found guilty and sentenced to 28 years in prison. He'll be 82 years old at the time of his release.
Wait, 82 years old at the time of his release. Damn. That's just messed up.
Number 2. In 2018, 19-year-old Dane McCready, along with 3 others, murdered a 17-year-old after an argument. 20-year-old Adrian Harrison, his brother Keon Harrison, and Dane McCready were accused of killing the 17-year-old after going to a party in Claremont, California. After all suspects had left the car, the county sheriff's deputy spotted their vehicle doing speeds of over 120 miles per hour. Someone tossed the murder weapon out of the car window before the car crashed and the suspects were all arrested. Their trials started shortly after. It's suspected that there was only one shooter, but none of the 3 men would admit to pulling the trigger. While in court, 19-year-old murder suspect Dane McCree fainted after finding out the possibility that he may receive the death penalty. When he fainted in the courtroom, the room was cleared. Once Dane regained consciousness, he was able to stand through the rest of the hearing.
Yeah, like I said, if you don't like the fact that you're gonna be losing quite a few years of your life in prison, don't do the crime. It's doing a certain crime like that involves you harming or worse, taking the life of someone worth using a good few years, maybe a few decades of your life. Because it's not worth it.
Number 1. Anthony Kirkland is an American serial killer who'd been imprisoned numerous times for murder. On May 20th, 1987, Kirkland killed his girlfriend, Leola Douglas, and set her body on fire. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter and served 16 years in prison. He was paroled in 2004, and 2 years after being released from prison, Anthony went on a murder spree from 2006 to 2009, killing 4 females, 2 being women and 2 being teenagers. The youngest girl he murdered was 13. The 13-year-old was his final victim, and Anthony was arrested near the scene and was in possession of the victim's items. On August 28, 2018, a Hamilton County judge agreed with the jury and sentenced Kirkland to death. While having the counts read against him, he fainted in the courtroom. After coming back, he pled not guilty, however he was sentenced to death. The victims' families believe that he fainted in an attempt to prolong the trial.
Well, damn. You would have thought that these people would have known better than to do any of that. But apparently there's some people who want to ruin their own lives by seriously harming or taking the lives of other people. The worst part is those people are not just ruining their lives, but they're also ruining the lives of other people as well. Because other people are gonna end up because there's like a whole knock-on effect it can have. In case you're wondering, that's like a notification sound, because I got an account on this website called MeWe, and yeah. Anyway, the link to this original video is in the description box down below. So you'll be able to watch this video on top 5 unknowns. If you enjoyed this reaction video, please give a thumbs up. Comment down below what your thoughts are. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, and until next time, goodbye for now. And don't do what these people did. It's not worth it.